Hi friends, welcome again. I am Vikas from learndreamskill.com and today I will walk you through to the SAS environment, because before starting learning the SAS, I would like to tell you how many windows are there and how to write the code, where you will get your output after running your codes, and where SAS store your data. Mainly, what are the steps and process to working the SAS. This will help you to work easily in the SAS. So that's why I would like to tell you these steps today. So this is our SAS Windows environment. We will be working in the SAS Windows, and like you can see, I am working in Windows 7 and I am having SAS in Windows 7. So mainly there are 5 windows in the SAS. First window is the editor window. Second window is the log window. This one is a log window. Third window is the output window. Fourth window is the explorer window. You can see it here. And fifth window is a result window. So now I'll introduce to these windows to you one by one. First I would start from the editor window. So in the programming, SAS is a programming language. So first requirement will be to write the codes. So to write a code, you need a editor or you need some platform where you can write your codes, which will talk to the programming environment or mainly to the SAS. So in SAS we do have an editor window. Whatever we want to do in SAS, we write our codes in editor window. Then we run our codes from this editor window, and based on the requirement, SAS gives you the output. So just for example, this is our first code. I am creating a data which is having person name and who spent how much and on what. Just for example, Mike spent $200 on laptop, David spent $100 on party, John donated $10 to somebody, Lisa spent $1,000 on holidays. So like we are having data for 8 guys. So far I think you should not be worried about this data and how I have written these codes, because this is just to make you understand about the SAS Windows. Later I will be explaining how to write these codes, how to start the codes, and how should you write, like why I have written data here and first data input name spent item, how I have written this code. So I'll be explaining this later to you. So for now you just see that this is the SAS code to create a data, and once I am done with writing code, like this is the code to create a data, I need to run this. To run code there are few ways. So one way is that you can select this code and you can press this button, the running guy button, from the menu bar from here. This is the submit code button. Once you press this button, your code will run. So now the work of editor window is done, because you have written your code and you have run your code. Now second step is to see the status of this code, whether this code ran successfully or there was some error. So if you want to see the status like that, this is called the log, and log can be seen in the log window, which we do have here. So like we came here to log window, and we will see that we ran a code, data first, input, name, spent item, and data lines. The data set work first has 8 observations and 3 variables, and this code took around 0 second real time and 0 second CPU time. So this is the status of code. So mainly log window help you to give the status about the code we are running. So just for example, I'm just running this code and I'm not applying semicolon here, because in SAS each of the lines or statement must be enclosed by the semicolon. So I'm just removing this semicolon. So what does that removing semicolon means? This means that there will be an error in your code, because semicolon is not here after the data line statement. So just see what you will get when I'll try to run this code. I am selecting this code and I am running the code using this running I button. So you got a error here. Statement is not valid or it is used out of proper order. So now here you will see that there is a error somewhere in your code which you need to rectify. So it is showing that it is highlighting mainly mic. So there is a error somewhere around the mic, and if we will go to the code, we will be identifying that there should be semicolon after the data lines. It is the syntax. So we should follow all of the syntax which have been developed by the SAS. So now after applying the semicolon, you will see that all of the data which we are having has been marked as yellow. So this means that data after data lines is in a right way and it is following the SAS syntax rules. Now I will run this code after selecting and pressing this running I button. So this is showing me that code ran successfully. So now we are aware about the two windows of SAS, editor window and log window. So in editor window we write our code, and in log window we see the status of code we are running. So in log window you can see what is the error in your program and whether your code is running fine or not. And to run code, you will have to press this running I button, or you can select the code and you can press F3. So you can run your code using F3 function key as well. Now we will go to the Explorer window, because like we have created data set here, mainly data of the SAS. So SAS would have created data somewhere. So now we want to see where SAS has created the data. So you can find all of the data which are there in SAS in the Explorer window. So when you will go to the Explorer window, you will see icons here. First will be the computer, file shortcuts, favorite folders and libraries. So mainly we will be having our all data in the libraries. So whenever we will open the library using double click, we will see map, SAS help, SAS user and work library. So by default these are the libraries in SAS, and we can create as much as libraries as we want. It depends on our requirement. So right now we have created first data in the SAS. So SAS has created this data and saved into the work library. So mainly by default SAS save all of the data into the work library. So now if we click on this first data, we will see that all our data has been saved here in the sequence as we had it in our raw data which we had in our SAS program editor. So now we are done with our Explorer window as well. So you should be aware about these windows so far. So let me repeat these things for you once again. Editor window is used to write the codes in the SAS, and log window is used to see the status of SAS programs. We can identify which errors are coming in our code, whether our code is running fine or not. And in Explorer window we can see what all data we are creating, and we can manage our data into the Explorer window. And in Explorer window you will find the libraries, and in libraries we save our data. So it is a hierarchy of saving data into the SAS. Now we will go to the output window. So just for example, you have created first data set here. Now we would like to create a report based on this data. So to create a report we will have to write a code. So just for example, I am just printing this data simply. I am not creating any summary or statistical analysis on this data. I'm just want to see this data. So for that I will use proc print, proc print data, and then I will have to give the data set name on which I want to print the report. So it is my first underscore data. Then I'll put the semicolon here. So this means that it is a ending of this proc print statement. Then I will have to write run statement here. So for example, now I just want to create a report on the first data set. So to create a report I will have to run this code. So now what I need to do is I need to select proc print code from here, from the editor window. Then either I will press F3 or I will select this running guy button from the menu bar. So as you see, I have just pressed the running guy button and I got a report in the output window. So it means that output window gives the result of reports we are running in the SAS session. And now if I go to the log window, I can see that I ran a proc print code here. There were around 8 observations read from the dataset. Work underscore library, proc print used, real CPU time was taken as a 0.22 second and CPU time was 0.06 second. So our code ran successfully and we got a output in the output window. So this is the significance of the output window. Now we will go to the result window. So just for example, whenever we will run a report, all the reports gets added to the result window. And just for example, if I am just running a report where item is party, this code means that I just want to run report on the first data only for those records where item was the party. So I am just selecting this record and I am just running the code using F3 button. So it is giving me the error that variable party is not on the file first underscore data, because I am just writing a party like that and I must enclose party in the double quotes or single quotes. So if you will see that I am just trying to print the party observations from the data, but I am getting some error. So now I need to rectify this error. So how can I do that? So it is saying that no observations were selected from the work dot first underscore data. There were 0 observation read from the data set work underscore first. Here it is giving me the observation. No observations were selected from the data set work dot first underscore data. Let me see whether video is being recorded or not. Yes, it's being recorded. So now let's go to resolve our problem. Now what should be the problem here? Because I have written party here, and if I see our data set, we are having party here. But if you notice that P is a capital in the party and we have written small p, so it is matching the exact characters with the dataset values. So if we will have to write capital P here. Now it is exact match with the dataset value of items. Now we will go to run this code using F3 button. Now we got a report for party only, and if you see that we ran this second report and it got added to the result window. So this means that in SAS duration, whatever reports we run, all the reports gets added to the result window. And if we want to see result of those reports which we ran earlier, we don't need to run code again. We need to just simply click on these reports. Just for example, if I want to see what report I ran at a first time, then I will have to click here and I can just click on this report and it will show me what was the output of first report. So this is the significance of result window. Now let me repeat the introduction of all of the windows of SAS for you. Editor window is used to write the codes, and to run codes in the editor window we can press the running guy button from the menu bar, or we can press F3 from the functions key of our keyboard. Log window is used to see the status of the report. It helps us to rectify all the errors which code is giving, or we can see whether code is running fine or not. In Explorer window there are various libraries stored, and in libraries we save our data sets. We can create as much as libraries as we want. Mainly it depends on the requirement. And in output window we can see the result of reports which we are running, and whenever we run our report, all the reports gets added to the result window, and it helps us to see what reports we ran earlier. We don't need to run our code again for that. Now I think this is enough for today's class, and you should be aware about these 5 windows of SAS and importance of these 5 windows. I would say good luck to you, and if you do have any questions and query, you can ask your questions and query in our SAS question section. And it's time to say goodbye. Thanks guys for watching. Keep watching, and I'll meet you in the next class. Thanks.